Hey guys, I started filming this video yesterday and I decided I'm going to make it into a two-parter. As I was going along with my food prep yesterday, I realized that everything I had done was Instant Pot related, either prepping stuff for the Instant Pot or prepping stuff in the Instant Pot. So I thought I would break this kitchen goings on video up into two parts, and this first part is going to be all Instant Pot. I know a lot of you guys are interested in Instant Pot food prep and Instant Pot freezer cooking, so I thought that might be helpful for you if you're just looking for Instant Pot information. So here we go with part one of our Instant Pot food prep. Here is my giant list and meal plan for this week. I actually filled out my meal plan, and I did put a meal on every single day of the week, which I usually don't cook every single day of the week. So this is just an idea of meals that I have all the ingredients for, but I probably won't follow this schedule perfectly. But I have sweet and sour pork. I have a pork loin in the fridge that I defrosted that I need to get chopped up, and I'm going to try to do a batch of sweet and sour pork and then a few freezer bags of it as well, so I can throw those in the freezer and they'll be ready to use later on. I'm going to do some stir-fried veggies and rice with that. Then tomorrow I'm going to do some pumpkin chili. I have some cans of pumpkin and some pumpkin in my freezer that I need to use up. And I have black beans that I'm making today. Then I have stuff for burritos, black beans that I'm making here. I'll have for that. I'm going to make some pico de gallo with tomatoes from our garden that we're getting, which is exciting. I need to do a big batch of waffle mix. I do a whole bunch of bags of waffle mix that I keep in the freezer, and so every time I need to make a batch of waffles, I can just pull one out and get that going. So I'm going to make the waffle mix and then make a batch of waffles somewhere around Thursday, and we'll have waffles and boiled eggs one night. I have chili mac on here, so I'll use some of the leftover chili to make chili mac, and I have a video on how I do that in the Instant Pot. And then I'm planning on buying some whole chickens today, as long as I am able to find them for a good price like I expect. I have that on my list. Piece out the chickens, and then on one day we can have wings and the drumsticks and maybe some roasted veggies. And then I have wild rice soup on here for Sunday. So here's my list of all the things that I would like to get done. I've already put these little arrows on a couple of these that I know I'm not going to get done this week because I'm not buying the stuff that I need. I'll wait another week or two for chicken strips and for doing breakfast sausage patties. But things I'd like to get done this week, if I'm able to find the whole chickens, get those pieced out and put into their appropriate freezer bags for the whatever meals they're going to be for. I need to cut up some of the breast and the thighs probably to have for wild rice soup, and then the legs and the wings will be for a different day. And then I have a whole bunch of carrots in the fridge that I need to get prepped. I need to chop up some to make some soup bases, like for the wild rice soup, and then I'll chop up some for roasting and then some for fresh eating, just carrot sticks in the fridge. And then I need to do waffle mix. I wanted to get some wild rice soup stuff frozen. I like to cook a whole bunch of wild rice at once and then portion it out into freezer bags, and so I can just pull out a bag of already cooked wild rice when I need to make a batch of wild rice soup. I already have some potatoes in the freezer that are already cooked, so when I want to make a batch of wild rice soup, I just pull out a bag of the wild rice, a bag of the potatoes, a soup base, and the chicken, a bag of chopped up chicken, and I can just throw it all together and whip up a batch of wild rice soup really quickly. But I need to get some of the wild rice ready, and then the soup base is ready as well for that. And then sweet and sour pork, I want to get a couple of bags of that in the freezer. Cook the black beans. Breakfast sausage, I'll wait for another week. I need to make pico de gallo. I need to boil some eggs. I need to make bone broth and then make the soup bases with the broth. First thing I'm going to do is get these beans cooking in the Instant Pot. I got 2 packs of the sweet and sour pork done to put in the freezer and 1 that I will be cooking this afternoon. My black beans from earlier are all cooked and cooled, and I'm gonna save a big bowl of them in the fridge for the chili and the burritos that I have planned for the week, and then the rest I will throw into some freezer Ziploc bags and freeze them for later. It's getting close to time for dinner, so I just pulled this out of the fridge. It's got all my sauce in there and my pork, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw it into my Instant Pot. And the meat will release a lot of liquid as it cooks, so there will be plenty of liquid for it to build up the pressure. I'm gonna go ahead and cook it for 5 minutes, which should be enough time to get the meat cooked through. And then I'll pull out my liner and add in my other liner with white rice to cook. So the pressure is coming down in the Instant Pot, and I just wanted to mention the bags of frozen sweet and sour pork that I showed you before and threw in the freezer. I will be defrosting those before I cook them. You can freeze them in an Instant Pot shape and throw them frozen into the Instant Pot and cook them that way. You just have to pretty much double the time, so I would do 10 or 12 minutes. If I was doing it from frozen, but I think it tastes better when you do it from fresh, so it's just up to you, personal preference, but it's easy enough. When I lay them flat in those gallon bags, they defrost really quickly, so it's easy enough to just defrost them and then throw them in the Instant Pot. The sweet and sour pork is finished cooking. I just have to add the last ingredient, which is starch. I'm using sweet potato starch, but you could use cornstarch as well. I'm just gonna put a little cold water in this, get it mixed up, and get it in here to thicken the sauce. And then I am going to throw in my other liner of white rice, and then once that's done, dinner will be ready. This is how dinner turned out. We got our sweet and sour pork, rice, and stir-fried veggies, and this is Renee's bowl. She's so excited about this meal because she loves anything with rice. So I'm gonna give her her food right now because she is starving to death. So it is day number 2 of food prep. I got a lot done yesterday, and I'm gonna try to get it finished up today. I'm gonna be using both of my Instant Pots today, get them going double duty. I have 2 of the 6-quart duos, and I love them. So I'm going to boil some eggs, and I have a video on that. I will link in the cards. And then after the boiled eggs are done, I will cook up some wild rice that I'm gonna be freezing for wild rice soup. And then in my other Instant Pot, I am gonna get some bones going for bone broth. I'm gonna be working on making some soup bases. Again, I have a video on that where I put together the broth and the carrot, celery, onions, and spices, and then freeze it. And so when I'm ready to make a soup, I can just pull that out of the freezer, throw it in the Instant Pot, throw in the rest of the ingredients, and I have my soup going really fast. So that's what I have going on this morning, and I will bring you along as I work. Are you ready to get to work, Ren?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to have some boiled eggs?
Yes.
Yeah, you love boiled eggs, huh?
So good.
They are so good, aren't they?
What is this?
What is it?
It's a bunny. It's a bunny.
It's a bunny? Oh, this?
Yes.
Here.
Bunny.
It's so cute. I think it's a lemur, but it looks like a bunny. have my wild rice cooking and my broth cooking over there, and while that's going, I'm going to prep some veggies for the soup bases. So I have onions, carrots, and celery, and I wanted to show you guys the celery. I wrapped it in foil in one of my other videos, and a couple of you mentioned that you're interested to see how the foil helped the celery stay good. So I don't remember when I did that video, but it's been a while. It's been at least a week. So I was going to show you how it looks after it got stored in foil for a while, and looks pretty good. It's definitely, like, the end is a little gooey, but that's to be expected. I'll cut that off, but still looks pretty fresh. So I think I'm gonna keep using the foil to store my celery from now on. And here are the containers that I'm going to use for my soup bases. They're just some, let's see, Rubbermaid and some Glad containers, and they're small enough around that they will fit in my Instant Pot, not the container, but what I freeze inside of this, the soup base that I'm making, that when I pop it out of this container, it will go right into the Instant Pot. And of course, I do have a video all about the soup bases, so if you want step-by-step instructions and measurements and all that good stuff, then you can go to the video up in the cards. Now I'm just waiting for the broth to finish and to cool, and then I will add 2 cups of broth to each of my soup bases, and then they will be ready to throw into the freezer. My wild rice finished cooking, and the pressure came down naturally, and I am going to drain it and get any excess liquid out, and once it's cooled off, I will bag it up into quart freezer bags and freeze those and have them ready for wild rice soup. So besides waiting for the broth to finish to fill these soup bases up, I am all done with my Instant Pot freezer cooking and food prep. Let me take you out to the freezer and show you what I have out there, and then I'll show you what I have in the fridge. So I have my 4 bags of wild rice, I have my 2 bags of black beans, and I have my 2 bags of sweet and sour pork. It's ready to throw in the Instant Pot. All right, now let me show you what I have in my fridge. So I have my black beans back here. I will use some of those for burritos and some for chili later in the week. Then I still have my chickens in here that you will see me work on in part 2 of this video. And then down here I have all of my, whoa, oh dear. I have all of my boiled eggs that are ready for the kids to snack on all week. So that's it for part 1 of my kitchen goings on video, all of my Instant Pot prep and freezer cooking. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be back again very soon with part 2, which will be my not as much Instant Pot related food prep. I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye guys.